Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a love it or leave it on the new palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Subculture Palette. You guys, this thing is so gorgeous. Can we just open it up just for a second? Do you see it? How beautiful it is? Oh, this is supposed to be the sister to the Modern Renaissance palette. Now this is like everybody's favorite palette. I think it's gorgeous. I love the palette, don't get me wrong, but I don't use it a lot. But I do like it. I really do. But these two are night and day if you ask me, like formula-wise. I don't feel like they could be possibly any different. Before we get into that, let me go ahead and show you guys the swatches of these. All of these shadows are matte except for 3, which I do like because those 3 shadows that aren't matte are not my favorite personally. But let's go through this. So the very first row we've got Cube, which is one of the shimmery kind of duochrome. It's a white pink. And then Dawn, Destiny, Adorn, one of the other shimmer shadows, All-Star, Mercury, and Axis. For the second row, we have Roxy. I flippin' love Roxy so much. I love a peachy tone shade. I don't know what it is about it, but I absolutely love that shade. Then we have Electric. I was not really blown away with this shade. I feel like you really have to pack it on to get the intensity, and you have to use Fix Plus. Fudge, New Wave, Untamed, Edge, and Rowdy. You get a brush in there as well. This is basically like the almost identical to the one that was in the Modern Renaissance, and the palette will run you $42. I believe that this is permanent, which is exciting because I love these colors. These colors speak to me. I would keep this palette for no other reason other than just the colors. I'm not gonna lie, like these are beautiful. Now in terms of the formula on these, I have got to tell you guys, these are some of the most powdery shadows I've ever put on my eyes. And if you're not careful, you can definitely get a muddy kind of thing going on. I had to go over some of these a few times just because they kind of went together because they are so soft. I'm going to show you guys a picture like when I'm dipping into these. They kick up so much, it's almost like it was a loose pigment that you just dumped on top. With that being said though, I mean, they are very pigmented. Very pigmented. You have to be careful when you're putting these on your eyes. Let me get a brush. I'm going to take a MAC 221 and I'm just going to dab. Dab. Do you see like the pigment that gets on there? When you go a little bit more, it's intense and it will lay down, but you have got to tap it off. If you don't tap that off, it's going to end up all over your face. You're basically going to have to be really careful or do your makeup after your eyes. I'm very used to having powdery shadows. That doesn't really bother me, but these are to the extent that I have now used this eyeshadow one time and then I just dipped in there and I've already got a slight dent in it. I'm going to run through these shadows if I use them on a regular basis. I mean, it's just going to happen. They're just so soft. They blend out beautifully. Like they are like butter. But like I said, they can muddy together a little bit. This is almost like a palette that I would suggest for somebody who knows what they're doing with eyeshadows because it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You're going to have the right brushes. I would not suggest synthetic personally. I feel like you're going to have a hard time. I feel like you need a soft, super soft, natural hair brush that is going to have like a little bit of give to it. So it's not going to be too stiff because they're just going to fling everywhere if you don't have the right brush. And you literally just need to dip in there. Do not go ham. Do not add a lot of pressure to your eye when you're doing it. You've got to really have a light touch. Make sure you're holding your brush back here and not up here. The Renaissance palette, definitely still a little bit powdery. Like I said, I have a lot of shadows that are powdery. Those are just excessive. The other biggest difference is the shimmery shades. These feel like butter. Absolute butter. You have no trouble with them. You don't need Fix Plus with them. With these, I know that these two are more like duochrome. These two here, they just don't have a lot there. You have to really work with them. And this one right here, a little bit better, but still not the same as the ones that are in the Modern Renaissance. I do like those better than I do these, but there's only 3 shades in there like that, so I'm not really mad at it because I'm so obsessed with the other colors, so it's kind of like whatever. I do also want to mention that even though I think that this palette is not necessarily geared toward beginners, If you consider yourself a beginner and you still want to get this palette because it's so beautiful, it is beautiful. Maybe just use 3, maybe 4 shadows to start off with instead of going ham like I did. I've got so many different shades on my eyes. That's where it can get a little tricky, where it can get a little bit muddy if you're not careful. Yeah, just play with it and start off easy, and remember, do your face makeup after your eyes. Now, I also bought one of her new matte lipsticks. I feel like this looks like a bullet, like, you know, like the little shell or whatever. But I got the shade Honey. This is what's on my lips right now. I have no liner, no nothing. It is very opaque. It is definitely a matte finish. It's a little bit more matte than what I would consider the MAC ones to be. This is $18, and the only thing that I have to say that I don't like about it is that the top feels kind of cheap, but everything else I think it's good. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and jump into this eye look, and I'll see you guys right after. I'm going to start out with a MAC 217, and I'm going to use Dawn in the crease. I'm going to work it up as a transition shade. Same brush, but now I'm going into Roxy, and I'm going to keep this one more concentrated into the crease. I just want to add the depth with this shade. This is probably like one of my favorites in the palette. I love, 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 love a peachy tone color. MAC 221 and Edge. I'm going to go on the very front part of my eyelid with this. Same brush, and now I'm taking New Wave, and I'm going right in the center of the lid. All Star on a new 221. Now I'm going to tap this on this outer corner. I'm going to slightly bring it up into the crease. I'm lightly just going back and forth and building on this color. It is pigmented right off the bat, don't get me wrong, but I don't want the fallout all over my face, so I'm taking my time to blend this up, or build this up, rather than going straight in with it. Same brush, now I'm going in with Axis, and I'm going to get this right on this outer corner here. I laid the color down and then actually wiped off my brush before I am attempting to blend this out because, again, super pigmented, do not want it all over my face. So again, take your time. I am going to drag this into the crease about halfway. I'm going back in and just touching up New Wave and making sure that these blend together. Lower lash line, I'm going in with Adorn and a NARS contour, and I'm just smoking this out. I want to see if I can actually, yeah, there we go, intensify this. So I sprayed my brush with Fix Plus. That looks much better. I wiped off my brush and now I'm going in with Electric. Again, I used Fix Plus. I'm just putting this on the inner corner here. A little bit of Access to connect the bottom with the top corner here. Take your time. Cube on a MAC 283 to highlight the brow arch. Then I'm going to add on a liner and mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, that's it. All I did was add on my eyeliner. I used the Kat Von D Trooper, and then I used La Volume Mascara. Extended play on the bottom lashes from MAC, and then you already know what my lip is, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Honey. And that's it, you guys. And I want to tell you guys one more thing before I leave, because I thought about this. This is my favorite palette from Anastasia. Like, this palette is everything to me. This is the Master Palette by Mario. And I think this, if you have it, I know it's limited. If you have that palette with this palette, oh my god, the looks, oh my god, it would be so beautiful. If you guys want to see like a get ready with me and putting these two palettes together, please let me know, because I will so do it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you grab this palette, what you think of it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.